Norris ends up being ready, then he'll just join in.
I've hit record.
Okay, well, Chase is probably dead.
Yeah.
Chase is always dead. Hey, Chase, bitch.
You talking shit, motherfucker?
Live.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Quote Chase, I live, bitch.
So, if I remember correctly, Nor, it's you and Amelia? Oh, no. Then Norx is right here.
Well, everyone should be... Hello, Norks. Jake told me to call you a bitch, so,
I didn't realize we were having D&D today. I thought, from what I remember, 15th and 22nd was canceled, and so I'm just like, okay, no D&D, so I went to bed.
Oh.
And Mitchell called it. And I still think it's funny.
Yeah,
At 5?
that's my bad. Huh? No, I was awake then. I didn't see the first. Here's what happened. You said, so are people cool with tonight? At everyone. I didn't see that message. I saw at Norx Wolf. And then I answered that one, and I just didn't scroll up.
Hey, Norris, can you just learn how to read? Thanks in
No.
advance.
Well,
Thanks in advance.
Norx or Nor, one of you, go.
Hold on.
well, I'm pretty sure right now we're all in the same place except for,
I don't have
File
my
thing.
inventory. I need to sell all of my shit, because I have a bunch of shit.
yeah, okay, so, I don't know, Peyton, do you want to come, or Z? Does he want to come with me, or...
I don't
know
know
Amelia
where
has-
the fuck you're going.
I'm... Oh, yeah, I
Who told me?
You don't have a choice in the matter, yeah.
Theo,
Yes?
did I tell you my idea for the diamonds?
I saw something in the chat about you converting some diamonds into other diamonds. I don't know
Yeah,
which
I don't remember
diamonds.
if I told you or not. I was, remember the black
was-
diamonds that we got?
Those
Yeah.
black diamonds that you found in the last dungeon, Theo.
Yeah, I
Oh.
want to see if I can possibly sell those and get just normal diamonds and possibly,
The idea is to sell the black diamonds for cheaper normal diamonds, but still have them be worth the same amount in total, so you have a greater quantity of Revivify casts than if you didn't sell them.
Okay,
So is that cool with you, or
sure.
let us go?
So that's I can throw in an extra 100 gold pieces, and then the 500 gold worth of black diamonds can become 1,000
Okay.
or 600 gold
already
worth
the,
of diamond.
Each of the shits that we got was 250 gold, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, I'm
Each of the
just
little
gonna
things. Yeah.
sell all 3 of mine. Is that cool? Do I have to roleplay that, or
No.
okay?
We'll just skip that part.
Oh, actually, wait, I can trade in the 2 black diamonds and this light green gem for 600 gold. Is that
Or
acceptable?
your,
Well,
Well,
the diamonds are going to be a little harder. All the random knickknacks you can basically sell to, like, anyone,
Okay.
and they'll just give you the 250. The gems are a little harder in Ehrenberg because there are no jewelers, pretty much.
I have.
Are you fucking kidding me? God damn
Hey,
it.
Falcon, I have all your
Fucking
money.
anything be easy.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
It's a
sure
place that does metal, not freaking jewels.
Yeah, but fucking jewelry has metal in it.
Yes.
I'm sure I can find one person, and you already heard my excuse for that, right, Mitchell?
I have heard of it.
It makes sense. It's very it's a technique that actually has been used, at least in real life. I'm not sure if people have thought about it in this world, but or use some gemstones as parts due to their I think low tension and high durability.
Yeah, they don't have, like, diamond drills or anything.
And that's why we could try.
I hope
So,
to God someone here will buy my fucking jet.
I guess
Hey,
I'll
man, I
take
can keep that for fucking Faye. What am I doing?
I'll take Z and Amelia with me if they want,
All right.
Sure.
So where are you headed?
to possibly one of the districts, probably like a market district or something, where to possibly find a jeweler or where I know where a jeweler might. See if they're still open, or I don't know. It's been a while.
You don't know any jewelers, unfortunately.
Okay, then I'm gonna ask Durkill if he knows any jewelers.
You go back home.
I'm just outside.
Turn around.
Fucking
All
Christ.
Yep.
So, Durkill really doesn't need diamonds for anything, or really gems in general. So, he doesn't know anyone in particular. Though he suggests you probably go ask someone at either the Tinkerers Guild or one of the Metalsmiths guilds and see if they have a contact.
Okay, let's go to the Tinkering Guild. The Metalsmith is probably. I feel like they might be a little bit in line with the. What was it? The work.
The workers?
Yeah. Tinkering is a fine art. It's refined.
So yeah, you head to the Tinkerers Guild. Seeing as it's now like the middle of the day, it's much more bustling than it was when you arrived.
Okay, I'll go to where I can possibly find where. I don't know. I guess maybe the receptionist desk or.
Does the Tinker Skill have a receptionist desk?
Probably it's a guild.
Yes, it does have a receptionist desk. A reception desk, I guess.
Hmm.
Because they do need a place to like take orders and whatnot.
So it'd be like reception area.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there is a line this early in the morning. It's only like 5 people, but
Well, now it's 8 people and
Yeah.
1 dog.
it does seem like they're like it's not really 5 people. It's more like 3, considering 2 of the people are actually like talking excitedly with the other person near them.
Well, now we play the waiting game. Slightly.
While you wait.
Okay, yeah, you go north.
Yep. Stuff gets sold. Yay!
Yay!
All right.
Should I play mine out, or should we just go directly to Drake?
Well, what you want to buy
I'm-
armor, right?
I'm trying to pawn off my old armor and purchase new armor.
All right. You can sell all the random knickknacks that you have
Yeah,
for the
I already
250.
calculated that. I assumed I sold those.
Yeah. So about an hour later, you've gotten all those sold. You have new gold now. So, what kind of armor shop are you specifically looking for?
Heavy armor. I am looking for the most expensive armor I can find, not magical, plate.
All right. Seeing as magic is not really something that Ehrenberg visitors
I
care
figured.
much about. All right.
Yeah, plate
So-
is literally the best armor that I can purchase just without any additional bonuses, and I finally have enough money for it.
Actually needing plate armor?
So I'll,
Bitch.
for the first time ever, I'll have 18 AC.
All right.
The sad thing is,
So-
there's only magical plate armor in stock.
So after kind of wandering around there's not really like a district in Ehrenberg, considering most of the people here like sell weapons or armor or other metal knickknacks. So you find a lot of places that are selling like lighter armors. Though you do eventually find a place known with or actually like the sign actually has writing on it rather than like a picture, which is a little weird. In common that
Okay.
says the Ancient Plate Trade Post.
Hell yeah. I walked the fuck in.
All right. So the shop has its basically the counter running along the right side of it, and then like basically armor stands and a couple of. I'm trying to think. I guess they are just weapon racks, kind of taking up the middle of the room, covered in shields of various
Okay.
makes. All of them, of course, out of metal, with 1 or 2 exceptions. On the armor racks, there's only 3 currently. One very clearly is made like a dwarfen full plate, which as you know, kind of small, seeing
Yeah,
as it
I
only
could
stands
probably
like
fit.
4.5 feet. One is clearly some sort of like much larger creatures. Like the armor itself stands over you.
Oh God.
Um, and then the last one is actually around your size, but instead of it being like a normal kind of, the plate armor where it has the visor down and kind of like rounded edges and whatnot, the helmet looks kind of more like a roaring dragon with the visor open.
Okay, that's actually fucking badass as hell, and I love it.
Yeah. The shopkeeper's just kind of sitting there behind the counter, and fairly old, but still quite, I guess, weathered is probably the best word for him. Not really old, just kind of has seen the world enough to be experienced, but not old enough that age has really kind of weathered him down yet.
All right, I'll place my splint armor. Is that what I had? I'm pretty sure. Wait. Yes, that is the next best one. I have splint. I have it listed here. I just wanted to make sure that's what I wear. I'll place my splint armor on the table and say, I'm looking for some full plate.
All right. He
And
looks up
trade
from
this in.
he looks up from whatever he's doing behind the counter. You kind of hear like the soft clink of some sort of metal against metal. And he just kind of goes and pulls the armor across the counter from to him, or him, whatever. And starts kind of poking and prodding it. He pulls out like a small hammer under the counter. Like you kind of hear the like undoing of leather latches and whatnot. And kind of taps it in places. How old is this?
Few months, not too old.
And how battle weathered is it? He just kind of looks at it carefully and a couple of the more larger dents that are still
It has character.
have been able to like knock out.
It's built character from our travels from across the nation.
Actually, from a different nation.
He nods, kind of looks at it. Not bad make. Quite damaged, unfortunately, but I'd buy it off of you, at least for the scrap. Can only give you half the cost, though, that you probably bought it for, at 100 gold pieces.
Well, I am, like I mentioned, looking to also purchase some plate mail, so, let's say, 150, and I, purchase some plate mail, full price.
His eyes kind of glitter a little bit. You want me to make a new set for you? Because I don't really have anything for half-orcs at the moment.
And I point at the really cool fucking dragon set. You think that would fit?
No.
He just kind of looks over.
Nope, sure wouldn't.
Not as it is, but with a few adjustments, I might be able to get things to fit. Unfortunately, that was a commissioned piece, but, well, let's just say the guy hasn't been back in about a month. He's one of them adventuring types, so figure whatever the heck he got himself into was a little too much for him.
Well, I bet he sure is,
would be pissed that
sure is sad that he was missing that, he wasn't wearing that great armor. Things might have turned out some differently.
Yeah, some red dragonborn came in all puffed up and everything else. Wanted it all detailed like a dragon for some reason. Think you wouldn't need it, seeing as his head's a dragon, but just shrugs. Figured why not. Was willing to pay a little extra too for all the detailing.
Red Dragonborn, did you have his name by chance? Just curious.
He just goes and pulls open a ledger and kind of flips through
Where's
it.
Dark Hill?
I don't think Dark Hill's an adventuring type.
Well?
No, Darkhill's old.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Being old is the best time to adventure. You're already near death. That's going to be a
Yeah.
tagline. for my next character, who's an 80-year-old human adventurer. He's a barbarian.
Yeah, he goes and you can see him kind of scrolling, but scanning down the page looking for the order. Here, Morin, save me! I got the damn name. Well,
That's fine.
Istadon, I guess. I can't read the first name. It's all mucked up. Must have closed the page too fast. Ink's all messed.
All right. Well,
But I'd be willing to sell it to you, seeing as a month out and he's not back. Don't really want to waste the metal. It's not magical or anything, of course. Just plate metal.
that's fine.
Be willing to give it to you for the
Check if he's
Yeah.
lying.
kickoff.
Oh.
Say 50 gold.
Wait.
Do you
Wait,
want
what
to
did he
check
say?
if he's willing to bring the price down to 1450 rather than
1450.
the whole 50.
Okay, so
Oh, I just heard 50
basically-
gold.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's bullshit. I didn't hear the 14 part. I was
No.
gonna say, okay, something's
50
wrong
gold.
here.
Now, it's not magic, but it is giga cursed.
Okay,
Yeah,
If
so
you buy
say.
freaking plate mail for
50 gold. No, I've
it is
learned.
so cursed that
The
you
only-
you put it on and you die on the spot.
So
The only
it's
time
a
you buy
ceramic.
plate mail for 50 gold is if you steal plate mail and you leave 50 gold because you feel bad.
So he's offering to purchase my splint for 100 and then
Yep.
knock down the price to
Yeah.
1450.
Yep.
Okay.
Seeing as no one
Hmm.
else is gonna want to buy it, in his opinion.
Yeah, I
Cowards.
mean it's cool. It's fucking cool as hell. I love it.
Yeah.
You know me, I love dragon aesthetic. I do
Yeah,
want to
you know the helmet from Dark Souls 2, that red Chinese dragon looking thing?
Oh,
do not, and I am Googling it
I
now.
know the dragon armor you're talking about.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that, but the maw, it doesn't just leave your face out in the open, it closes all the
Okay.
It looks vaguely in that direction. It does have the red dragon horns and everything else, so it's not quite that way, but
I smile and I reach out my hand.
he
for a
just kind
shake.
of looks at it curiously for a moment. He's an Ashendorf, by the way. And
Okay.
then you seem to see the gears moving for after a few seconds, and he quickly sticks out a hand and shakes yours.
All right. So with that, and then I'm just gonna give him 1350.
Yep.
Basically. So
Yeah, he pulls your kind of old scam out onto his side as a off the counter on his side. Yeah,
It's
kind
a
of clatter to the
splint.
floor.
click that. All right. All right.
You'll have to come
Uh,
back in at least a day or two. Need to refit the armor.
That's reasonable.
Your head's a
lot.
little wider than his was, so need to expand the
Can only
helmet a
imagine.
little.
Don't worry, it's all skull.
I've got a really thick skull.
Yeah. He just kind of tells you to just stand there for a moment and pulls out a piece of wood and a little piece of a piece of wood, a piece of cloth or leather of some sort, like a strip, and a rope, and then just kind of starts going to town and just pulls a little stool out, just kind of measures everything and then checks the armor and whatnot.
All right.
About an hour later, you're all, at least the armor is in process, but it's
Okay,
going to take him a
sounds
couple
good.
days.
That's fine. All right. That's my shopping. That's all I wanted. I am so fucking excited to get my full plate dragon armor. It's so stupid. I love it.
Man, I can't wait for you to fall in water and just sink like a rock.
Okay, that was gonna happen anyway. Wearing splint. I'm
You
a
can
big
still
dude.
kind of do it in splint. You can kind of swim splint. You're
I
gonna have a
want my
significantly
18
harder
AC.
problem in plate.
I want my 18
Al-
AC.
Also,
right?
I remember I helped you buy that fucking splint back in fucking
you
not even Pending, it was the other place.
you did, and I'm super grateful for that because that got me
Yep.
to this point.
Yeah, got
Yeah,
you
that
through.
armor's- if you
like
bought
2 years?
If
Actually,
I
no,
what?
it wasn't even Pending. It was the small town next to Pending. We got it on like the
Wormgorp?
4th or 5th session. No,
Yeah.
the tiny town. Not Wormgorp.
Oh.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
You mean the village?
Yeah, the village. We got
Phandalin?
it there. We got it from the White Lion.
So that
Yeah, it was
that
a while ago.
armor's been around
That-
for
that
over
thing
half
has
a
been-
year.
Yeah.
It was to give you an idea. It was the second item on my item list. So
Yeah. So after all
That
the
cost
freaking
me
hits
so
you've
much of
taken,
my-
that
That-
armor is beat.
That cost me
It's good
so much of
scrap.
my loot from our first dungeon. God.
Yep.
and you ended up tanking anyway.
Yep. I'm good at it. That was
Well,
also when I got my
maybe-
shield.
Maybe I'll be a little bit better at
Love this
tanking
shit.
with 1 extra AC. We'll see.
It's time for Z to
Alright.
wear plate mail.
Yeah,
I'm
you
done.
now have 1 more AC than me, unless I put on my shield, which I do whenever I go into close combat.
Yeah, that's
In which
fair.
case, I still have better AC.
Either way,
Alright.
I'm happy I have that. I'm done shopping. That's all I need for now.
Oh, you're gonna join Falcon?
It would be appreciated since you have all of my gold.
No,
yeah.
fuck 'em.
No, I'm gonna run
Just
away and
fuck
steal
'em.
Falcon's gold. Oh, that's right, Falcon. Yeah, I thought Falcon said that she didn't want to take me anywhere ever again.
No,
I think
that's-
night shopping.
Yeah, we're not
Night,
going
day
shopping.
shopping's
We're not
okay.
going night shopping together anymore.
Night
We're not
shopping,
going night
aka
shopping. Okay, that's-
prime
you know
time
what?
for crime.
That's fair. Yeah,
Alright.
I'm gonna meet up with Falcon. So
Yep. So we'll rejoin when Falcon. All right.
Mhm.
By the way, is Rain with you?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, about an hour later. going
I
back to
now
north,
somewhat trust
By the way,
Falcon, but I'm
Rain
not
is
leaving
really,
Rain
really
alone with those
bored.
two. I'm in the meantime, I'm trying to teach Rain how to carve. Because I really don't care that much about this place's floor and whether it has wood chips all over it. So
Yeah, a few of the tinkerers who are just kind of like kind of give you a look, but no one says anything. They're all busy. So about an hour later, you finally make it up to the desk.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna say hello.
There's a fairly young human woman standing behind the desk. You guess probably like late teens, at like maybe in early 20s at best. That's a guess, anyway.
Do you
just
know
kinda-
where?
Yeah, she pulls like a sheaf of paper, like a new sheaf of paper out from whatever her, like she has like a couple of mechanical things behind the desk that hold papers. Excuse me, and she looks up, and asks what your name and what you need.
Drake Shivermaw, and I have 2 requests. One, where I could possibly pawn off some
You
high
actually
value
use
gin.
the freaking term pawn off.
yes.
All right. So she notes that down. She does actually ask midway through. Midway
need-
through your first request, like if you could, give her your papers as well, so that she could, if you have any, anyways.
and second,
Oh, well,
your
I,
life.
I always carry my papers with me.
Second request. I want to know how many people in here I can kill before the guards will arrive.
Only way to test that theory.
So she takes a look, notes them, makes another note on the paper, and then asks about your second request.
I've been told that there was a recent event with the seasonal festival. I was wondering where I could possibly get more information about that.
Yeah, you just see kind of a look cross her face of, oh shit. And then she goes and tells you that, first of all, the Tinkerers Guild had nothing to do with the person and event involved. And secondly, that
We'll
if
be
you
the
want
judges of
to-
that.
Yeah, if you want to learn more information, then she can give you to one of her superiors who can tell you more.
Oh wait, give me a minute. Where?
Yeah, Nor, do you remember who your teacher was? I'm trying to...
It was Durkill, but you mean my other contact? Because I
Yeah,
did have
Your
a
Tinkerer
higher.
teacher, not Darkhill. Keep in mind, Darkhill basically taught you how to make clocks. That was kind of the end of his teaching.
Well, the other stuff might have been like self-taught or just I don't know. Because I know the other one wasn't really a teacher. It was more of a like a higher up, like a receptionist for basically the guild master
Yeah,
or
but what
something
was
like
her
that.
name?
I'm trying to look for that.
I wonder if there's an Arrowbeard in this city.
Possibly.
I need to ask.
This is like right. It's the city closest to their
The
capital,
Ashen Keep. Yeah.
as far as anyone else is concerned. Seeing as the Ashen Keep is kind of unknown. Like the only reason really anyone
The
knows
Hidden Keep,
where it
yeah.
is generally is because Ashen Dwarf kind of like when people ask about it, they can draw it on them vaguely.
How do you know where the keep is? You know, once you start getting at a certain point, you start exploding. It's a good indicator. It's somewhere around there.
Well, most Ashen dwarves that are outside of the Cornrilla's, basically Cornrilla's country, are either exiles or willingly like emigrating away from there.
So you like
Okay,
pretty severe
Gwynlyn.
place.
You don't go back.
There you go, Mitchell. I'll send it to you.
Oh,
What's
thank
like
Yep.
Gwynlyn?
Gwendolyn, yeah,
Or I think that's how you spell it.
or Gwynlyn, something like that.
Yeah.
Gwendolyn.
Anyway,
I love Dark Souls.
yeah.
So, yeah, basically you say, hey, what about Gwynlyn?
Yeah, she nods vigorously and hands you a small scrap of paper to go and basically give you access to the rest of the building, and tells you to go talk to her.
Okay, let's go, squad. Move out.
I have a question first.
What is it?
I'm going to turn to the lady and ask, is there anyone in the city that works with bows and arrows? Specifically under the name Arrowbeard? Or really anyone in general, preferably if Arrowbeard and Arrowbeard is in the city.
She thinks about it for a moment.
We're back.
Well, I don't really have a reason to buy anything that's arrows or beards or.
Well, I
anything
don't have a
that's
reason to buy any
related.
beards either. It's a name, Arrowbeard. Short, value tall. Ashen
As
dwarf.
far as I know, there aren't any dwarves that practice bowyering,
Yeah.
the making of bows, basically.
Yeah.
At least not ones of wood.
It doesn't have to be wood. What? You can make a bowyer, I assume, with metal. It'd be a bit weird to shoot, but
Yeah, apparently there is at least one, but she's not sure if like he even actually is there or not, or if it was just someone passing through.
you can just direct me there anyway. Just to.
She
sort of
doesn't know
swing
where.
by. Cool, you're helpful.
Well, it was a rumor that she heard from passing tinkerers, so
All right, I'm ready to go.
Any other questions?
yeah. She does point
Amelia?
out that if you need wood crafts, then Zior is actually the place to look for those. City to the
Well,
west.
Yeah, but I'm not in Zior right now. Now fucking am I? Not
Trust.
saying that. That is me saying that, not C. It's just like fucking helpful. Man. Hey, if you want to get woodworks, fuck out of our city. Wow, helpful.
Oh yeah, also Mitchell, did she give me contacts or for inside the city or just something like a crane where I can get the steels or
What, for gem
The gems.
cutters?
yeah? Because I can hold off the gyms. Or no, right now? No.
No.
Okay, I'll wait for that then.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's not sure, but she basically tells you to go talk to Gwendolyn.
Okay,
And
let's
she might
go.
be able to give you a name.
All right. We're going, I guess.
Deeper into the belly of the beast.
All right.
This isn't a beast. I could tell.
So yeah, you walk upstairs and to the same office that you've been walking to for a while now. She's your kind of main contact within the guild, is sitting behind her desk. She does not look very happy.
Hello.
She just kind of like looks up for a moment, just waves you in, points at a chair, continues scribbling down on one of the many, many pieces of paper all around her office.
So do the rest of us just stand there?
I take a seat, at least. And just wait.
Yes, Drake, what do you need?
Well, wait, did the person downstairs tell me to talk to her about the contacts, or just the event?
Yeah. By the way, she is an Ashen Dwarf.
Well, yeah, I know. I hand her my, the slip of paper that I have, and basically being like, yeah, I need, contacts for a jeweler or gem cutters, for a good deal. I've been traveling around a bit, and I have some high-quality wares to sell, along with, I'd like some information about the, little event that apparently happened in the past few months.
The bombing.
At that point, she pauses for a moment. Right, you have been out of town. She just kind of puts down the quill and stretches, her knuckles just kind of cracking. All right. Well, one second. She goes and just kind of almost like not actually like throws pieces of paper, but certainly like pushes them roughly aside, looking for someone in particular or a couple in particular, whatever she's looking for on her desk.
Can you be more careful with that paper?
She knows what she's doing.
I give you a very doubting glance.
Just kind of like you just kind of both see her just nod in Drake's direction in an almost, yeah, that's right.
To be fair, I think he also thinks he knows what he's doing, but he obviously does not. So Drake, no offense, but I'm not always inclined to trust your judgment. You've had some severe lapses in it in the past.
Yep.
Now, what about, like, here, though? I mean...
Yeah.
I'm
After
with you,
about a
aren't I?
minute and a
Trust you
half,
enough.
she's able to pull out a specific piece of paper and kind of scan down it. What kind of gems do you have?
Diamond and
Diamonds
jet, right?
with a unique color.
Well, we also have jet.
Diamonds, jet. So you need it cut? You need it just sold?
More of a trade.
I need
Sell them off
appraised.
and get a, better. Well, just
I'd
normal
like
diamonds.
to trade them for money.
Yes.
So sell them. No.
No.
Trade them
Trading.
for money.
Well, I would also like to, buy some other diamonds, because I don't want to go there and be like, okay, here's all the diamonds. Oh,
I
you just
just
go and give
wanna-
us gold.
I just want to know how much this jet is worth because I'm probably going to keep it so I can waste it on something way dumber.
Sorry, Amelia, you don't get any redstones.
What?
I don't think that's Amelia's problem. I think that's our problem.
Hey, that's only been one of our problems so far.
And I'd like to keep it that way.
Just like,
I
give me
mean,
all
yeah.
give me all your diamonds. I'll sell them off. I need the gold.
You can have this gem.
But no, I'm trying to, see if I can get a contact or something to sell them and get diamonds back.
Yeah. As you're kind of like giving her further descriptors, you kind of see her just like scratch names off the list mentally. All right. So the person you're gonna want to look for. Oh, why didn't they write their name in? Give me a second. She goes and pulls one of the drawers from her desk open and pulls out a book and starts flipping through it. No, what do you read? What languages can you read again? Human and Draconic?
And
Human,
Dwarven.
Common, Draconic, and Dwarven. Okay. You see the book's kind of cover has a few Dwarven runes on the front that seem to say something along the lines of Dwarven to Elven.
The flower.
Do you need help?
I have
I
enough
guess.
with me.
I'll
I can-
just be a moment.
I can speak a lot of languages, including Dwarven and Elven.
Freaking should just learn it already, but I can't
It,
learn to learn Elven. It's just so freaking fruity. I can't. Anyway,
the users are the ones who are typically fruity. Ugh.
I hate fruit.
Fruit is great. Fuck you.
I love fruit.
Where'd that come
Really?
from? What is it?
Off in
Are you in the
distance.
walls?
Riley, did you get trapped in the book?
yeah.
God.
So she goes and kind of flips the paper around and points at one of the names and like kind of a vague location. Like it basically just has like general distance from from where you currently are. And the name is Amerthe Holali.
Can you write that down?
Yeah.
Amerthe Holily. Did you mistranslate that by chance?
First name and
Oh my fucking god! Yeah, no, that's a bad one.
I'm not going to
Holy
bother
shit.
actually translating those into actually what they mean in Elven.
Yeah.
And next to kind of the like location, it goes and it says the shop title, which is called the Rhyming Flower.
Ugh, flower shouldn't rhyme. What the fuck?
That elf should be able to buy them from you. And if you need to buy other gems, she's not a jeweler with connections to us for the most part, but we have her name down anyway.
You know, I understand what you meant about it being fruity now. After reading that, the rhyming flower. Ugh.
Mitchell, you're not my notepad, so
Oh.
okay. And
As for
about
the other thing,
yes,
I can only tell you so much. At least not before you not looking into it or talking about it with anyone else type of thing.
well, part of me worries that I might be somehow connected with it, depending. Or
She just
Do
looks at
you-
you curiously.
Urkel
Hey,
used very.
Drake, let's not talk about this right now. Let's talk about this another time.
And then you
Well,
see
At
like,
least not what you just said.
Yeah, see a realization cross her face. Oh, you mean about that bomb thing, right?
Has he really been going around spouting that?
Well, didn't you send a design to the?
Oh yeah, I did. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering part of me if it's whether it's like, oh yes, that was Durkill, or at least a little
As
bit
far
of
as
a.
I know, no, it wasn't your bomb that did it. Mostly because I haven't seen the specs for it because you didn't send the specs along, Drake.
Look, I didn't.
How ironic.
Right now, it's just a prototype.
The one time it would have been useful for you to send them along, and you
Drake,
don't.
You and I both know that I can't give you a freaking patent for it until you give me a prototype. At least the drawings for it.
I think
Okay,
we used his last prototype. Not
I've been working on it, and I can make one quickly, or at least confidently.
we used his last prototype like a
You
month
go in-
ago.
Quickly
You go
as
in-
in like a couple
No,
of
no.
days.
You go in next week with the prototype, you're like, oh, sorry, some kobolds just came in and patented it. Sorry, bud.
That'd be amazing.
Look,
Fuck
you see,
you.
personally, I want to give it a few. I want to field test it a bit, and it's been working pretty well.
What do you mean a bit? We were at field tested plenty.
Look, unlike some people, I don't want to, use it and be like, oh, look, this just killed a noble.
Oh, the noble? No, the noble's fine. I think, anyway. I heard that they got rezzed, but,
Exactly, he was
It's just
killed.
expensive.
well, they're nobles. They got the money to throw around. Especially after that freaking no-good Moradin dwarf came in.
Hey Drake. What's
What?
it?
Think of it like
I know what nobles are. This is me messing with you.
Drake is bad at noticing that, though.
I know. Wait, what's a noble?
It seems like she's picked up on what you're doing and decides not to freaking chime in.
okay, so a noble is a person with a lot of power. They're kind of like a pack leader. You know what a pack leader is, right? You're feral.
If you want to see how feral I am, I'll put your head through that wall.
That's why I expect, like, the good boy follows you.
So wait a minute. Are you implying that I'm the pack leader or that he is?
I don't know. I get confused sometimes. It can go either way.
Oof.
Woof, you mean?
Woof. Big
Exactly.
woof.
Big woof. Alright, now. Yeah, just gonna give you a flat stare at that one. No other actual response.
Sieg is the leader of the party.
Sieg is not the leader.
But yes,
Sieg will occasionally lead you idiots around so you don't ruin my
Yay.
stealth. Though not for lack of some people trying.
We
Yeah,
certainly do.
Hey,
If you
Norks,
want,
what was
I
that
can,
place called again, by the way? The ancient something?
It wasn't the ancient plate.
No, it was the ancient plates, like, trade something or other.
I did not write it. I'm going to tell you, I did not write it down. I probably should have.
Trying to remember off the top. Can't.
I could stop recording and listen to my recording. Ugh.
Oh, good, Theo. Oh, yeah, just tell me at some point if you want to go and look at it later. Anyway, I remember most of it. It's just I don't remember what the rest of it was. Trade something.
Yeah, give me a sec.
There we go. It was something like trade market, but regardless. So, yeah. Is there anything else you need from Gwendolyn or Winlin?
well, I'll send you the specs and possibly a prototype later this week. But first, I want to know about the event, or anything that you can tell me about it.
She just kind of crosses her arms. Drake, I can't say anything unless you sign a freaking thing to say you won't look into it or talk about it with anyone else.
Now, I might look into it personally, but
Then you're going to have to go look into it yourself. The guilds aren't stepping into it.
I wouldn't want to get the guild involved. So,
Look, I'd love to tell you. Heck, I bet Durghill would love to tell you. But the guilds are staying out of it, especially with everything as it is.
well, then who's looking into it? Or at least trying to put a rest to the civil unrest?
Currently, the guards, I'd assume. The nobles hired a freaking wizard. Sure, I haven't heard he's a very good wizard, at least for the finding out what's going on. Saved the lord's life a few times, or the lady's life. Trade post, okay. I do remember
That's
most
what it
of
was.
Well, in that case, I definitely want to look into it now.
Yeah, just make sure you stay out of that freaking crazy man way. Drexen, I think is his name. His and his freaking apprentices tend to follow guards around, or the nobles. They're a little bit unstable, honestly, for at least as far as I can tell, Abjurs.
So, I know you can't really tell me anything, but could you possibly give me a lead outside of ask the guard?
I really can't. You just kind of see her, but like behind the counter, just like kind of writing something on a piece of paper.
Oh yeah, I know. Just forget I asked. Wink, wink.
She gives you a look.
Sorry,
After having dealt with numerous rogues, I am giving the most disgusted look.
Sorry, I'm having a seizure in one eye. Blink.
This is why I sometimes mistrust your judgment.
Yeah, you're following me for some reason.
This place doesn't
Wait.
have any fucking good boilers.
Oh, look, maybe you should use something that's a little bit more elegant.
Really? That's the word we're going with now. Elegant? That's the one. Of every word you could have used, that's
How
the one
long
you went
ago-
for.
How long ago did we all meet in game? Was it like
Oh, it's
6
been like
months ago?
7-8 months at this point.
7, 8 months? Okay.
Yeah, it's been quite a long time.
Let's see. It was 1, 2, and then like 3, and then 6. It's been at least 8 months. By my quick, hard and fast count. If we hadn't found those pieces of the key, we'd be dead by now.
Yeah.
We should
Or
have never
would
found those
we?
pieces of the key.
All right. So Nor, she pushes a little piece of paper across to you that says that name.
The ancient plate trade post.
Oh my god. The rhyming flower. Holy shit. The rhyming plate trade post.
And then basically tells you to get out, and that she has tons of work to do.
Though I do have some designs. Whatever. Let's go.
She just tells you to leave him with the receptionist, and she'll get to him when she has time. Which, as far as her reckoning goes, will be in the next year or so.
We won't be here by then.
Time to pull some strings.
What strings? Like a bow
I-
string?
Just shh.
More like a
Quiet.
crossbow string?
Just you stop,
Those ones are
please.
harder to pull, though.
And I'm off. Is there
Mhm.
anything else other than or the name and the race? I guess.
No, that's all she gives you.
Do I know that name by chance or no?
Do you want well, either roll a history, I guess, because there really isn't knowledge local anymore.
Are you sure it's history?
There really isn't a better one.
Insight.
I use the help action.
You're not helpful. You don't remember.
I use a help action. I don't fucking know shit about the North.
All right. You know that he is not a gnome from the north. He's from Karog. And he's fairly well known. That's the only reason that you vaguely know who he is. For creating, for lack of a better term, more eccentric things than gnomes generally make. AKA, he is an eccentric gnome among eccentric gnomes.
Oh, fuck, this is gonna be
Is such a thing even possible?
Yes.
All the nose he's messed. Oh god.
You know he's eccentric because you've heard his name before.
Oh.
You don't
Oh,
remember
no.
why he's eccentric, but you know that that's kind of like his nickname. Even though his actual nickname is Brass Table. You know. Regardless. So, in the meantime, what are Chase and Rowley doing? AKA Falcon and Rowley.
That's Birdman to you.
I have a letter to
The
send.
Birdman.
I wrote it. I haven't given it to you yet because, spoiler alert, I'm still writing it out of character. But I wrote a letter.
All right.
Hey,
So,
while
you know
while
where-
everyone was getting breakfast, I want to try to contact Osprey.
All right.
Oh Jesus! All right.
So you do your ritual in the room, and you at least get a response. You know he's listening.
Okay. Hello. What do you think about this whole not being able to die business? I don't quite trust it.
You kind of like. It's not really like poking and prodding, but you do feel like someone is kind of invasive looking at you. Not just like at you, but in you to a certain extent. Well, at least that part she wasn't lying about.
So I can't die. I believe that part, but
You
How-
are, at least for the moment, a very helpful minion, as you are now rendered immortal. At least, somewhat.
how bad is it going to be if I do die?
You kind of like you can't see, of course, but you just get this distinct feeling that Osprey is giving you an evil smile. Dying is never pleasant for beings. Even though you are immortal, that unpleasantness remains. In fact, I suppose for one such as you could say it's even worse.
One such as me?
You just kind of get a no response.
Okay. I don't have anything else for him.
All right. He seems to sense that and just disconnects himself.
Right. And now
The
I'll go
room
shop.
noticeably brightens, by the way. You didn't really notice it when you were talking, but all of a sudden, like, the candles that were kind of flickering, like, kind of jump back to life. And the room, like, kind of brightens by a few degrees.
Okay.
Which, by the way, didn't normally happen. That's new. So, are you going to go look for Rowley now to see if you can't find him to do day shopping?
Yep.
All right. So, after wandering around for a while, you and Rowley do find each other.
Hi, Rowley.
Falcon! Are we here to do some more shopping? Wink.
Yes, we're shopping.
Yay!
This party
Well, I
knows
already went
nothing about
shopping.
subtlety.
Well, I got some things to sell, maybe some things to buy. I want to do some venturing in the guild district at the very least.
Lead the way.
All right.
I've already done all the shopping that I need to do. I get myself some new armor to hopefully get hit less. We'll see how that works.
Well, maybe something will catch your eye if you have any money left over.
Yeah, I do actually. I'm surprised at how much I have left over. I forgot I had Splint. It was an extra fucking 150 I got. Well, technically 100, but
Yeah.
All right, yep, I'll just
So-
follow you, Falcon.
About an
Okay.
hour later, you've sold all the excess junk minus any gems. Because you haven't found anyone who's willing to buy them.
I only wanted to sell my ring. That's worth 250, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the things that you guys got from that dungeon are 250.
Yeah, I kept the necklace.
So, yep, you sell the ring to some random person and now have an extra 250 gold to throw around.
Okay.
So, what are you going to go look for?
Going to make my way to the guild district.
All right. There, as far as you can tell, like when you kind of talk to people looking for it, there isn't a like actually district set aside for the guilds. They're actually just kind of two major buildings that exist in the city.
Okay.
To the left is the Tinkerer and other guilds associated with it, so like clockmakers and whatnot. And then the Metalsmiths Guild, which does more of the like making of weapons, armor, other metallic things for other shops and whatnot. And they're kind of the two major guilds that run in Ehrenberg.
Okay.
So,
Um,
by the way, that one's on the the east side, where the Tinkerer's on the west side.
I'll go to like the metalsmith's one.
All right. Yep. You make it to the building, which is basically a massive foundry.
Cool.
There's lots of smoke billowing out the top of a bunch of small chimneys. And there's a few actually these strange buildings with like giant gears and other metallic things kind of poking and prodding and protruding from the buildings that all seem to be either whirring or moving things around.
Okay. I'm just gonna see if I can't stop anyone.
All right. Most of them seem to be either blacksmiths or other people of that sort of note who are, kind of busy, so they either just straight up ignore you or tell they're busy and just kind
I picked them up. No, I'm kidding. I don't. I don't do that.
You'd have a very,
Coward.
very pissed off dwarf, dragonborn, or human to look at.
Coward.
I definitely would. Falcon, I can't take you anywhere. God damn it!
You know
All
what?
right,
We're no longer going day
shopping
shopping.
anymore either.
We're not shopping. You are going to stay in the inn in your room and think about what you've done.
No, I don't pick anyone up. I don't want to die.
Yeah.
Or get arrested.
You are able to kind of pull off from the ones that do give you any info to go talk to they call it the front desk, but when you walk in, there really isn't a desk or really front to it. It just seems to be an open air forge that it's hard to tell how old he is exactly. Ashen dwarves are all kind of gray skinned, but you'd guess probably on the younger side from his beard still having quite a bit of vibrant brown to it.
Okay.
He's currently working on some sort of project. It's still too early to really tell what it is exactly. But he does take note of you when you walk nearby.
Kind of nod to him. Hello? Just venturing about, seeing if there's anything I may want to purchase or find out a bit more about. Was wondering if you had any suggestions.
He sticks the whatever piece he's working on back into the forge and then pats his hands against the his apron and just kind of looks at you. What sort of things are you looking for?
Oh, nothing in particular. Well, maybe a nice weapon, but other than that,
Well, if you're looking for fine metalwork and swords, axes, and maces and the like, you can find all manner of those. Less of the metal type in the throwing or ranged departments, but anything to anything to stab, bash, or impale, we got that.
anything especially well made, I'll pull out my sword. Notably better than this, or just your standard fare?
He just he walks up and looks carefully at it. It's a nice make. Magical?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, can't help with that. The people here are unfortunately a little skittish about magic. Don't have that many wizards in town. In fact, the only one I can think of. Might be able to get something off of him, an enchanted item, but he's a little bit
Yeah.
of an odd duck as far as I've heard.
Where does he preside? I've heard of him.
He points back towards a kind of like strange looking guard tower in the like kind of castle area.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he lives, along with his apprentices. If you can get an
Okay.
audience with them, might be able to get an enchantment onto one of our items. Heard he's in one of those protective types. Starts with an A. I don't remember.
Asshole.
I don't believe so, but
No,
maybe.
don't say that out loud. No.
A piece of shit.
Raleigh accidentally says that. Just think that in his head.
No, he he lives in a fucking wizard tower. If he doesn't wear a big pointy hat, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
First name A, last name cunt.
Abjuration.
Yeah, he clicks his fingers. It doesn't really make quite as good a sound because he's wearing big leather gloves, but hey, that's the one. At least I'm
And
pretty
then
sure
I
that's
whisper
the
over to
one.
Falcon, I learned that from Thesira.
Very, very good, Rowley.
He smiles.
Good job, buddy.
Raleigh is very proud of himself for that word.
Give Raleigh a treat.
I have a few master smiths here, but they're all currently busy with making whatever they're making at the moment. I'd have to check the ledgers.
Well, do you think he could enchant my sword that I currently have? Because under a technicality, it doesn't have any enchantments on it.
You'd have to ask him about that. I'm not a magic user. I can't enchant, I can just make normal things.
Well, I'll tell you what. To be safe and to make it worth your time a little bit, I'll buy a longsword off of you. How much?
Don't make longswords that often. But I should have one in stock. Since you were a nice lass, I'll knock a few coin off. I'm trying to remember how much a longsword is off the top of my head, and it's just not.
25, maybe?
15. Yeah, so he tells you that he'll sell you one for 12 gold.
Damn.
You've got a deal.
He goes and takes the gold and walks into like another room for a moment. You hear him clanging around in there with metal pieces. Very obviously metal touching metal from the sound of things. And then walks out with it's not a bad longsword. Like it's got kind of not a gilded hilt, but definitely a stylized one. Looks at least somewhat like kind of maybe spikes or stone spires, perhaps. The blade, it doesn't look all that, like it's made. It's not going to fall apart from the looks of things, but it's not all that interesting. At least not in comparison.
Okay.
And he hands it over to you along with the scabbard.
Thank you. I'll stick it into my bag.
Yep. Will there be anything else?
No, I don't believe so.
All right. Have a good time in Ehrenberg. Hopefully you don't nasties wandering around.
Yeah, I'll try not to have anything too bad happen. You have a good one. Thanks for the help.
He nods and then moves back to the forge to get back to work.
Hey Falcon, are we talking to the fancy wizard?
Yeah, we'll most certainly try.
Yes.
Well,
All right.
You don't think I bought a extra longsword for nothing, do you?
Ooh.
He plans to use 2 long swords.
Do you think you could make my fire sword a double fire sword?
I don't think so, but we can ask.
Oh, you know what? Norix, you should get another sword with like a frost enchantment. That's curved.
That would actually be really fucking cool. I like that idea.
But that doesn't
But
cause
I'm not
fires.
I'm not
I know, I
enchanting my.
I was about to
family
say,
sword.
it sounds like a cool idea, except there's just something deep down inside you that's just saying no.
There's
No,
two problems with that.
I-
Well, here's the thing. Raleigh rejects that idea. His reasoning is he doesn't want to fuck with his special longsword, like the one that he's very attached to.
You mean
But
broadsword,
the
but,
actual
yeah.
deep down reason inside is fuck that. It's got to be fire, double fire. Duh.
The big fire.
No, simply you get just a ice curse, and he now is a friend.
it nulls it nulls the fire curse out, negates it.
Just one day you
So-
want to freeze stuff to death, the other day you want to burn them. to death.
So you have an aneurysm because you go to light something on fire, but then
No.
your other arm blocks you, so to try and light it on cold, and then you just
It's
fall over
actually
having a
great.
stroke.
Instead, what happens is I get an ice curse, and so then I now have blue fire and red ice.
By the way, Rowley, while you've been wandering around the
Oh no, I don't
like,
like this.
nearby the district, like you smell smoke like the entire time you're there. Like it's not like a strong scent, like you're standing in a burning building smoke, but just like you can just smell it.
That's weird. Like inside the building or the whole district?
Inside the building, near the district, pretty much anywhere vaguely close.
Hey, Falcon, you smell that?
No, Falcon, you don't smell any smoke.
I didn't even say smoke. I just said that.
Well, I'm just
Yeah,
I'm just ahead of time.
What's that? No, I don't smell anything peculiar.
Smells a bit smoky.
Like barbecue or burning down
Like-
house.
Like burning.
Like barbecue.
Like it smells like something's burning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it smells like something's burning.
Yeah, you can't really like figure out if it's burning flesh or wood or a house
God.
or it's smoke.
Smells
It's
like
the
something
easiest
fun is happening.
Technically, flesh
Smells
the
like something's burning. I don't know.
Alright, I'm gonna look around, see if I see any like smoke or anything.
Other than the smoke, coming out of the chimneys, which isn't going anywhere near the ground, so you shouldn't be able to smell it. No, there's no like obvious buildings on fire or anything.
I don't know, Rowley.
Weird.
Just please don't set anything on fire.
I would never.
Preemptive. And then Riley set something on fire.
You
Raleigh said
start to
something on
say yeah.
He
You
says
start
as
to
he
say
sets
I
the
would
on
never,
fire.
and then all kind of trip over the never. And
You go, I would.
yeah, pretty much. You
Hold
go
on.
and you say I would, and then like a few more
I would
pass it, and then
never.
you say never. at the end.
I,
Like you don't really think about it, but
Yeah.
it comes out that way for some reason.
Hold on.
Anyway, so are you guys gonna head to that wizard tower, or at least try to head to that wizard tower since it is in the keep?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you make it at least to the keep's gate. It like is smothered in guards. Like there's actually a good 20 guards just around the keep. At least the door.
I'll probably let you in.
Okay. I'm just gonna walk right up.
All right. Unsurprisingly, the guards immediately stop you and request your reasoning for attempting to enter.
Just being a
Um,
couple of dudes.
Just dudes being guys.
I would like to converse about a possible enchantment on my weapon.
You see kind of one of the guards like behind them who isn't, currently interacting with you, just lean over and whisper something. You catch something along the lines of, but he ain't an enchanter. And then
What the fuck?
What the
That was
Wow.
weird.
no. Poor Narks.
This
I think a sound card might have died again.
again. Woo!
Yep. All right. Yeah. So, yeah. The guards seem a little bit not into that idea.
Sorry.
Brr.
They ask if you have an appointment or some other, like, want to be an apprentice or some such.
I don't have an appointment, but I'd be willing to make one and come back at another time.
The guard that seems to be mostly leading the conversation just kind of nods. Probably the best course of action, and goes and sends one of the other soldiers to run off toward the tower. Then he just kind of
Alright.
sits there, standing
Now,
against the
now it's
spear.
19-2. You can take him. Well, you sent off his best soldier. You got
So what is
Best soldier. He's the only level 8, and everyone else is freaking level
yeah. Well, he's a level 12. What are you talking about? Level 8.
1.
Level 8s are chumps compared to him.
why so heavily guarded?
Other than the slight rebellion we have going on,
Mm-hmm.
The slight terrorist acts?
he just kind of looks at you for a moment. No, that's the reasoning.
That's just about it.
Still seems a bit much to me, but
Well, when a noble dies, things happen. Mostly people
Specifically,
die.
nobles die.
I suppose.
The lady just wants it to be certain that she's not going to have any problem.
So I heard someone say that he's not an enchanter. What is he?
Well, not exactly a wizard, but I'm pretty sure he's some sort of protection type.
Some
He
sort of
protected the lady once in a while. At least from 2 assassination attempts. That or her siblings.
what type, Mitchell?
Protective type.
He's a ward mage.
Oh, God. He's invincible.
That is
Hey,
something
ward
they
mages-
are not.
Yeah, no. He's incredibly underpowered.
Get him!
Yeah, kick his ass.
Yeah. One of the guards behind, like, kind of walks out of the tower, kind of notices what's going on, and walks up to the guard that's talking with you and asks him, like, do they need the apprentice guy? Because they do have an apprentice guy, like, here. The guard just
Now-
kind of gives him a look, freaking berates him for a minute of, why didn't you tell me that earlier before I sent freaking the guard to go run off to the tower, and then sends him back into one of the guard towers to get the apprentice.
Oh, and then he sent another guard into the guard tower, so now they're down another. So we could
Yeah.
definitely take them.
Yeah. And the wizard sends back the first guard saying, "What the fuck do you think I look like? Fuck off."
Well, no, it went from 19 because one of them left to 20 to now 19 as they walk back into the tower.
Yeah, but they sent away their second best guy now. So now they got rid of their 2 best fighters. Kill them.
Anyway, so yeah, after like about 2 minutes, the second guard walks out with a fairly young man, like probably not even 20, like just past adulthood. Who's wearing like pretty obvious like apprentice robes. He does have his head shaved and everything else, but otherwise is fairly unassuming.
Mhm.
Like, looking through a crowd, you wouldn't probably notice this guy. He has brown eyes. His features are pretty plain. He just kind of looks at you. Yes. What do you need?
His features are too plain. He's a doppelganger. Kill him.
I'm gonna kind of look at the guards, put my hand up, slowly pull out my sword.
Yeah. You see a couple of them tense, but the one who's like mainly talking with you just kind of like waves a hand at him, freaking making fun of a few of them.
And
Like you know the 2 for flinching type of thing. Like
Yeah.
if you just basically do that.
And one of the guards stabs another. Stab for flinching.
Yeah. The apprentice goes and looks at your sword. Yes.
I've
that
got.
is a long sword. What do you want me to do with it?
I would be interested in getting some sort of enchantment on it.
Master does not usually do enchantment, but perhaps with a sizable sum of gold pieces, you could be convinced.
Well, I have gold pieces.
Would 2 gold be enough?
No, that's too low.
Do you actually say that? Or
I do not actually say that because I don't want to ruin Falcon's day shopping.
You don't want to get banned from any more activities.
Yeah. I like to be hanging out with my
Coward.
friends. I don't want to be banned.
So the apprentice just kind of looks at the guard. You may let her and the other one pass. And he just kind of like turns and starts walking back through the gateway. The guard just kind of gives him like a flabbergasted look and then just kind of nods after he's already turned around and just looks at you. Well, you heard him. Go ahead.
Very well.
Oh, sweet. All right. Yep. I follow Falcon.
Did
We're
you hear
tired
that,
of
Rally?
him. Am I
He
right?
told you the other one.
I am the best other one.
That
I
seems-
am the only one.
This is the fucking worst party.
Destroyer of worlds.
No, you don't have that name
Oh,
anymore.
cool. So the brain damage has firmly set in.
Why not? I thought it was really cool.
Because you got your world rocked.
You lost. Now you need a
I
new
mean-
cool name to win with.
I mean, okay, fine. Just let me know when you have it.
There might be a parasite living inside Riley's head.
Yeah, it's called his sword.
My sword has been sucking my IQ. Slowly,
There
my
wasn't
intelligence
much
has
to
been
take
going
in the
down
first place,
campaign
which is
without me
very
realizing
unfortunate.
The sword is now starving.
What do you mean
Fucking
now
asshole.
starving? We've had that sword for like 6 months. It's been starving for at least 4 of them.
Yeah, there you go. I've gotten more dumb as the adventure goes on. I love it. Not
So-
stupid, just dumb.
Yeah.
Or maybe the other
So-
way around. I don't know.
He just the apprentice just kind of like calmly walks. Like he's not really like hurrying or like moving especially slow, just kind of normal walking pace. He doesn't seem to be in any of a like much of a hurry.
Mhm.
The guard, on the other hand, coming back from the tower with a little paper, is like out of breath nearly. Like he
Oh,
kind of
poor
reaches you
guy.
guys like, wait, what? You mean that I didn't? The apprentice just kind of nods at him, and he just looks dejected. Like, looks down
fuck.
at the paper and just hands the apprentice it.
Oh,
This is,
gonna-
I guess I'll go
Bullshit,
back to
guys.
guard duty because
gonna-
freaking the guards. Yeah, he just starts freaking. It devolves into basically angry muttering.
That
I'll
says
give
bullshit.
I'll give the guard a couple of gold pieces.
Oh, jeez.
All right, yeah, he brightens a little bit at that. He thanks you a few times and then keeps walking toward the gate.
That says, but you know, maybe it's not as bullshit. I don't know.
Yep. So yeah, the apprentice just kind of like looks at the little piece and then just stuffs it in one of his robe pockets and then keeps walking.
So how'd you come to be this man's apprentice?
I am the first apprentice.
Ooh.
That wasn't an answer.
What what is the first apprentice?
We've been with him for many years.
Still doesn't actually answer the question. Fucking idiot.
They're magic users. They have to be vague and bullshitty.
No, they don't, because technically I use magic and I'm not vague and bullshitty.
But you're not
Okay.
a wizard.
Oh,
There
I'm
you
sorry,
go.
sorry. What you meant to say is I'm not a cunt. At least I'm not that type.
You're not an arcane magic user.
Yeah, you are correct.
With the exception of bards.
Because bards don't give a fuck.
That's because
Yeah.
bards are basically arcane spellcasters who just decide, you know what, screw you guys, we're gonna be fun.
Are you saying the sorcerers aren't just fuck it? I want to do whatever I want.
Depends on the sorcerer.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway.
fair.
Like Crow is that, but Crow is also insane, so
Yeah, that's what all sorcerers are. Or, as Drake puts it, that's what all magic users are.
anyway.
And I'm more and more inclined to believe.
Yep. About 5 minutes later, you arrive at the doorway. The tower, now that you're like up close, like it didn't look that tall. Like it was taller than the normal watchtowers, which were around like 30 feet tall. This tower is like it looked around 40 feet, like it was
Mhm.
definitely above. Now that you're standing in front of it, you're pretty sure you underguessed by like 40 to 50 feet.
Wow. Illusions.
Yep.
That's not wizardy at all.
Yeah. The apprentice then stands before the door and just kind of basically, as far as you guys can tell, spouts a bunch of nonsense words, does a few different signs, like moving his hands in specific formations, and then steps forward and pulls the door forward for a few seconds and then pushes it back in all the way and opens it. And then eerie silence.
Hmm.
He's
I
just
don't
going
have
to
anything
stride.
dumb to say. What do you
Run.
want?
Okay, I think the door is open for us.
He's just going to
Mhm.
stride through into the room on the other side.
I think the door is open for us. We are the worst.
I'll follow him in.
Any other way? Yeah, I'm behind Falcon.
So you step into a very Spartan freaking like meeting area. Like it has a table and about 6 chairs and then nothing else. Along with a stairway that leads from the other side of the room to like up the tower. There seems to be another floor about like 20 feet up. He goes and points upward. You may meet my master further upward, or you may stay down here and request a meeting with one of the other apprentices. I must get back to work. And then
Okay.
he just walks back through the doorway.
Now stab him, take his coin purse.
No, I'm saving all my stabbing power for the wizard. What are you, fucking stupid?
But yeah, but you
There
gotta
you
stab
go.
him so that way he doesn't come up and help when it comes time to beat up the wizard. Are you fucking stupid?
Well, it's already been made clear to me that there's other apprentices here too, so
Yeah, that's we clear them all out too. Leave no throat unslit.
it's okay. I have an escape plan if things go wrong. It's not a
No, you don't.
reliable escape
You do
plan
not.
because this is a wizard's tower, so
It's called jumping off the tower.
It's called asking for Mercurial's teleport.
You do realize that she would totally do that because that'd be hilarious, right?
Please, anywhere but here.
That would end with
Bottom of the ocean.
me killing Falcon just to see what the effect would be when you come back to life.
Well,
It'd be
think
a wonderful experiment.
it would be funny if it's like, okay, sure, I'll teleport you right to the ground.
Oh no, she's not that mean. Remember, she
Teleport
needs
us-
you guys to actually work.
Teleports back to the one pit where we got the first teleport. Hey, we're here for round 2.
Anyway, so what are you guys gonna do?
I'm going upstairs.
I'm following.
Yep, you walk up
Always
the
on a
stairs.
strict follow.
Follow command.
Yeah.
There, you at the like top of the stairs. You can see it like as you come around the corner, is like it's a bunch of strips of leather that have kind of been like attached into a open door frame, along with a big strip of leather, like about the size of like a dinner plate, like a big dinner plate, a few
Mhm.
inches. A few inches, yeah. I would guess like 8 inches across.
A
And
dinner plate.
across it,
2-inch dinner plate.
yeah, 2-inch dinner plates, perfect.
Like a halfling, maybe.
What are you talking about? Halflings eat
sorry.
like-
Yeah,
no, sorry.
halflings love to eat.
For a gnome, maybe.
Yeah. All right. On the thing, of course, is some sort of arcane sigil that you don't immediately recognize, and your translator is not helpful. Mostly because it's not writing, as far as you can tell.
Kind of stand there for, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds, see if anything happens. And
You
if
just
not-
walk right up to it, or you like standing where you were just first spotted it.
Just kind of look at it a bit closer, see if I can figure out anything about it.
All right. Do you want to roll arcane to see if you can't figure anything about it?
I feel like I never succeed these rolls, but maybe this is the time.
Nat 20.
Jesus
Aw.
Christ.
Well, you know it's a magic sigil. You know something will happen if you break the things, but that's kind of it.
Okay.
All right, break the things. Maybe we'll do something good.
Yeah. As you're like just kind of standing there examining it, a person on the other side just kind of like seems to notice you. At least as far as you can tell, when the person shouts something along the lines of "Leave that the fuck alone, or you're gonna freaking die."
I like this guy.
And
This guy's the only guy I like.
yeah, another human runs over to the thing again with a shaved head. Give me one moment, and I'll disable that.
I didn't plan on punching it or anything.
That's probably for the best. You'd probably turn it out inside out or something.
Ooh.
Leave that
Or
the fuck
something.
alone, you're gonna die.
I don't know.
Color me interested.
You're interested
Yeah.
literally like 90% of the time. Wait, something that's unknown.
If it involves any potential dying,
If it involves something bad that can happen to players, you're interested.
Can we color outside the lines?
No. If you do, something bad will happen. And now Amelia's interested.
All right. So yeah, the apprentice goes and casts a very, you know the spell, so you know what it is off the bat. Casts at least it looks like the spell, though it seems like he's casting it like kind of an edited version as far as you can tell. And you see the sigil kind of wink out, just not wink out, but just kind of fade from bright blue to a like kind of more muted. Like, you know, a colored light where if it's go and it's on, it's, you know, that whatever color it is. Imagine if it was like a colored light and it was bright blue and then on it's off.
Right. So
That
it's
sort
less of a
thing.
dispel and more of just like on-off switch.
Kinda, yeah. It's a temporary pause. A
Temporary.
suppression, I guess, would probably be the best word for it.
There
And
we
then
go.
he quickly pulls off a few little pins that are like shoved into the other side of the door, and the thing just kind of falls halfway aside, so you can step through.
Okay.
Should have
He
poked
just he quickly waves Rowley through.
yeah, I quickly follow through.
Yeah.
I mean,
He just like kind of shoos you a little away from the door, and then puts it back up, then turns back around. So, what exactly do you need in our master's tower?
Looking for an enchantment on my sword.
An enchantment.
Yes, he's
Enchantment,
not an
right.
enchanter. I have money. I've told to come in to see what happens, okay?
Chairman, we don't do that fucking shit here.
Well, you know, enchanters aren't the only ones who actually enchant weapons, right?
I
Like that one,
know.
he just points at Rowley's sword. That one's not enchanted by an enchanter. That's an evocationist.
Wait, it's magic?
Your
You
sword
are
turns to fire or
fucking-
something, right?
What did you think it was, Rowley?
I thought it was an optical
I thought it
illusion.
was like my superpowers.
no,
Anyway,
I'm just kidding. I knew it was magic.
Riley says, fooling nobody.
Sweating profusely.
Yeah.
I knew it was magic the whole time.
That's
It's you guys who didn't know it was magic. Saved it.
yeah. Anyway, I'm Andre. I guess I can probably take your order, I suppose. He just kind of walks over to a small desk. It's like not really a desk, more like like the card folding tables. It's like
Mhm.
a wooden version of that. So it doesn't really fold. Along with a small stool. And he kind of pushes his the book that was currently sitting on it off the table, kind of closing it rather roughly and setting it near the floor on the floor near the stool. Ruffles through a bag sitting against the stool and pulls out a quill ink thing and an ink pot, and of course a couple sheets of paper. So, what kind of enchantment would you like?
Well, what are your limitations, if any?
My master mostly prefers to use protective magic, so anything along those lines, though if I recall, he can probably do some basic basic fire, ice, etc. enchantments.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Okay.
By the
Wally's
way,
very excited.
Peyton, what is your sword called again?
My sword is called the White Dragon Blade.
Yeah. So he basically describes that sort of enchantment as well.
Wally
Actually, he
raises his
probably
hand.
uses the like white dragon blade or red dragon blade as like descriptors because they're like well-known magical items.
Going to stare at Rally.
I have my hand raised.
Could you wait one at a time?
That's why I'm raising my hand.
Yeah, he's currently ignoring Ralph.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just put it down. Put it down. He knows.
Oh, all right. Oh,
Yeah, but what if you forget?
put it down. I put my hand down, but I like kind of raise it a little bit, not like enough, but just like a little bit, like I'm ready to raise it.
Shake my head.
You're a
I'm not gonna do
child.
anything about it though.
SMH.
Okay.
By the way, there isn't an obvious way out of this room, just other than the doorway. Just as a note.
But Norix, how much gold do I have again?
You gave me 1,500.
Okay.
Let me fact check that. Yep, 1,500 Falcon gold.
Even
It's
though the
very
bag,
funny.
keep in mind that your bag of holding basically just says you have a bunch of gold.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
it
fair.
refuses to
Well,
give
I
you
kept
a-
it in a separate pouch.
All
I
right.
thought. I wouldn't have mixed it with my gold because that would have been very bad for Raleigh's brain.
Brain hurt.
I don't think Falcon would have trusted me with just mixing our gold together like that.
So you just have a bag of 1,500 gold pieces?
In my bag of holding.
Okay, so yeah, you do actually have a bag. It doesn't actually have the, bag of 1,500 gold. It says bag of gold rather than.
That's fine.
It might have
I
an
was just
extra little asterisk that goes and says technically Falcons.
Yes.
But that's more something that you're not sure the bag is actively doing, and more just your mind doing it. Regardless,
Fair.
magic items and mental capacities are kind of interesting. Anyways,
What about something to bolster my magic? I'm a bit of a spellcaster myself.
bolster magic. How exactly?
Oh,
He does scribble down bolster magic.
maybe some extra power. Maybe a bit more of it. Whatever is possible.
Might be possible to create a charge mechanic for it, allowing you to store spells for later use. Though that would be quite hard and expensive. Otherwise, bolstering magic to make it harder to resist is not exactly something that my master does on a regular basis. I'm not sure if he'd be able to.
How expensive?
Mm, You kind of just see him like crunch numbers. At a random guess, definitely within the thousands, maybe tens of thousands. Give me a second just to look up for myself.
A little bit out of your price range.
Slightly. You're getting there.
Yeah, he basically states that it would probably be somewhere within the tens of thousands, if not 20s.
So, how much would it be? How much do you have? Oh yeah, no, you're fucked.
Well, he doesn't know how much Falcon has. He's just naming off the top of it.
Yeah.
To be fair, he could be wrong, but
Okay. And what about one of those basic fire, ice, etc. enchantments you were talking about?
those are fairly simple. You just go and then he goes and explains exactly how to do it, and it kind of starts to hurt your head a little. Like you vaguely understand how it works, but he
Mhm.
goes into like
Raleigh is
it's basically
really
like if you
good.
ask how do you add 1 + 1 and he gives you calculus.
Raleigh is really good at tuning this out, so he does.
Yeah.
How do you add 1 + 1? Well, first you want to take the derivative of f.
Pretty much. Yeah. So about 20 minutes later,
Let's
yeah.
start with the history of numbers.
Yes. So first we have to start back
doesn't
in
quite go
fucking
that
ancient
far
Egypt or some shit.
But he's pretty sure that would be only maybe a few thousand at best. Maybe as much as 2. Like it would kind of depend on the element, of course,
Mhm.
and how good the sword is, etc.
What about ice?
Ice. You see him kind of go through and like mentally check on something again. I believe we could do ice.
Lightning?
Yeah, we have someone who does lightning magic.
Okay. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the guards, kind of put my hand up and slowly pull out my sword.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be like he doesn't even flinch. He's just kind of looking at it.
There's like a desk or a counter or something to set it on, right?
Yeah, the little table.
The shitty card table.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. So he goes
This-
and looks at it. Well, at least it should be able to take an enchantment. It's not a piece of shit, but I'm guessing you got it here in town? Not pulled it off of some bandit?
Wait, did you pull out your sword, your magic sword, right?
My sword, yeah.
Not the long sword.
Yeah, he still comments and stuff.
Okay.
Oh. Oof.
No, I've had this for some time.
It looks like dwarven make, but I might be wrong. I'm not exactly an expert on metallic substances or things, but I do know that this can take some sort of charge. Though he just kind of looks at it a little more carefully. What is... 1 second. And he rummages through his bag again and pulls out a small, like, kind of crystalline sphere. Do you mind if I identify this sword? I noticed something odd about it.
Yeah, I don't know what you'll gain from it, but maybe
Yeah.
something interesting.
So a couple minutes later, he seems to have finished with whatever he's doing. So we have a minor problem with this sword.
Mm-hmm.
There's an enchantment already attached to it. Although it seems to be odd. Did you used to be able to like make it appear and disappear like a thrown item?
Yeah.
It seems like it's still working, but let me rephrase that. It's working, but it's broken. I know that sounds counter,
It's
Counter-
working, but it isn't working.
whatever you
Huh?
did to break it, if you
It
do it
got
again,
stuck
then
on.
it should be able to function again. And actually, perhaps even be more potent. Like, you'll be able to stick it through and stab someone while it being in that space. Type is potent.
Ooh.
Though, I don't know exactly how you got it broken in the first place, seeing as that enchantment is, like, fairly stable.
I nearly died.
He just kind of, like, chuckles to himself, teleporting, being nearly stable anyway. So,
Fucking dumbass nerd.
nearly died. He just kind of scribbles that down.
Yeah, that's the last I remember before it stopped working.
Why the fuck
Unless
you're
you're...
rolling so many D100s?
Was it during one of the times you got
Don't worry
teleported
about it.
away? I know that's happened a few times.
Unless you somehow, like, connected the sword to, I guess, your soul or something? Like, it should still be functioning fine.
Who would do that?
Sorry, I got something in my throat.
I didn't notice
Okay.
anything of that, by the way. It didn't seem to be connected to anything, really. Well, sorry. No, it is connected to something, but it's something that I'm not going to name or state because I don't want to.
Most people don't. Yeah, it's just.
And the sword is connected to the demon, and the demon
Well,
is connected
mostly
to
because whatever name you
Falcon.
give it
Falcon.
is if I say it, then let's just say that we might get a personal viewing.
Yeah, you're.
I thought you were going with the and the sword is connected to a falcon, and the falcon is connected to a demon.
It's the other way around. The sword's connected to the demon, and then the demon's connected to Falcon. That's what this wizard's describing it as.
Yeah, I wouldn't say anything. No, I'll.
I
shoot
don't think
this-
I could pronounce its name right now, but just don't say its name, please. Like you might tear a hole in reality
Chant it.
type of bad if you say its name.
Well, I don't even. know
Cowardice.
the name, so
Good. Don't know it, please.
I'll sheathe the sword and I'll pull out the other one that I got.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
how
doesn't
about-
even like look at it for more than a few moments. Yeah, this one's just a normal blatant longsword.
Yeah, that should be a bit simpler, huh?
Yeah, this one can take pretty much anything as far as I can tell. You know, minus being a throwing stuff. Though I think some guy did do that. It made some very, very funny stories. Oh, well, until he died because someone stabbed him to death with it.
Oh, okay. Well,
If
I'd
you
like-
need us to just attach some sort of elemental effect to it, we can definitely do that.
yeah, I'd like to get some lightning on it.
So, what kind of way do you want it to be lightning, though?
What are my options?
You hold it
Well,
up and shout, "By the power!"
either
That's
you
it. Just
can-
buy the power.
By the power of Grayskull!
Oh,
At the
man.
top of the line, you can basically throw it at someone like a lightning bolt, but that is quite a bit of money. Or it can just add a little bit of lightning damage to your attacks. It can turn into lightning for moments and then strike it like that.
Turn into lightning?
Yeah, like that sword. Or at least I'm
Yeah.
assuming how that sword works, and he points again at Rowley's sword.
Yeah, something like that.
Ooh, yes.
Both of those are on the cheaper side, though. The turning to lightning is
How expensive is the turn into lightning?
that one would probably be somewhere around 3,000 or so.
Okay. How about the little bit of extra on all of my slashes?
That would probably be, well, do you want a lot of lightning or a little bit of lightning?
Do
I
the
mean,
range?
a lot is preferable, but I'm assuming that's very expensive.
He nods. If you just want a little bit of a zap, then it probably could be enchanted for only about 1,000 gold or so. Maybe 1,100, depending on how the attachment works. The extra one can be up to 5,000, depending on the amount of extra lightning you want.
Up to 5,000?
He nods.
Okay.
It starts at 2,000.
Okay. Well, I've got about 2,000 gold with me, give or take. But I also have some objects. Or some potions, alchemical mixes, whatever. If you'd be
Hmm.
interested in something like that.
Perhaps. What kind of potions? And legit potions, like the magical sword, or the weird ones that I keep hearing about that aren't real potions?
One of the magical sort and 6 of the more alchemical sort, but I'm not really
I have
sure.
no interest in the alchemical sort. Those monsters have no idea what they're dealing with. I really do hope they get blown up at some point.
Yeah, one of them did.
He just kind of gives you a slight smile and then seems to realize what he's doing and it gets wiped off.
Oh
All
no,
right,
it's,
what kind
it's
of
okay.
potion?
It was kind of funny.
What is the non-alchemical one that you have?
Greater healing potion, I believe they call it.
So a fairly common one.
Somewhat, yeah.
I could buy that for probably around 75 gold or so.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we don't have great need of it.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, we have enough for the priests and clerics running around.
Fucking problem.
So
Not your sort, Theo.
if it starts at 2,000, how much extra would that give me?
Enough of a zap to make a note. In non-game terms, about a D4.
Wait, why do you say in non-game terms? You mean in-game terms?
I mean, in the way he's not going to describe it as,
Mm.
because he doesn't understand what a D4 is.
So if you were to classify this as though we were in a dice rolling game, how much damage would it be? It's D4.
We're not breaking the fourth wall that hard.
Or, as my players like to say, I'm feeling about 30 out of 35 oofs right now. on a scale of 0 to 35, I'm feeling at about a 20.
I think I would like to take you up on that offer.
You know, it scribbles it down. The minor lightning enchantment.
2,000 gold pieces or equivalent. You said.
Yep.
What of
With about
some?
1,000 up front, and then 1,000 once we finish with the enchantment, which will take. He seems to do another calculation. About maybe a week, 5 days. Depends on how busy he is.
Okay.
He not being master, by the way. He being the apprentice that is able to make lightning enchantments.
Mm-hmm.
He's usually pretty bored, so he should be able to get it done in 5 days.
And well, I may wander off. I've got some things to do, but I'll be back, I can assure you. But maybe not right when it's done. Would that be okay? You could hold it for me a bit?
We could, or we could send it along with either a messenger. If you are okay with it being out in the wild for a bit.
I'd rather you held it here.
He nods.
I don't
Makes
want to
another note.
risk anything. Well, I think we have ourselves a deal.
He nods.
1,000 gold up front.
He nods again.
All right. Rowley, pay the man.
Fucking Christ.
Yes, your majesty! And I fish through my bag, and I pull out the big bag of gold.
All right.
Would your majesty prefer for the
Rowley,
lowly
Rowley,
accountant himself?
give him the gold. Just give him
Alright.
the gold.
All right, here you go.
Hey, sure, fucking right.
1,500. I mean, we gotta count it.
You mean 1,000, right?
Well, yeah, but the bag has 1,500.
Here. Okay, I'll give him 23
He goes-
platinum. Okay. So then
I'm
700.
sure he has magic to count it. Raleigh just is asking if you want him to count it for you, your majesty.
Yeah, he kind of holds up his hands to grab the bag.
Sure.
All right. Yep. He goes and he grabs the bag. It does like fall a little bit, and then he kind of loses grip, but it doesn't break on the floor. Or anything.
God, what a little bitch.
Yeah. He pops it open, and then within like a minute is able to count out 1,000 gold pieces.
I figured.
All right, that should be 1,000. So we can begin work on your enchantment. Of course, we need to keep your sword for the duration.
Oh, that's perfectly fine.
Well, otherwise we would be unable to, enchant it.
Yeah, obviously.
He nods. There should be another 500 gold in there. At least if I can count correctly, which I can.
I put it back in my bag. Did you want it back, or should I put it back in my bag?
Keep it with you.
I will change it to 500.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
All right. So
Falcon's money issues are so funny to me.
Quill,
I had
you just see the quill that he's been writing with pop legs out and just look at it, like kind of look up at him. Could you bring the sword upstairs? The quill just kind of grows a little pair of arms, just grabs the sword by its hilt, and then just starts climbing up the wall.
That is a strong quill.
Stronger than he is, funnily enough. He's always dropped that bag of gold.
Quill is a great helper. He's one of the many familiars that we have up in the tower.
Hey, could I get like a slip or piece of paper or something so I can get back in here a bit easier next time?
Oh, of course. And he goes and starts to try and write on the piece of paper, realizes he doesn't have a quill now, and then kind of looks down to rummage through his bag, pulls out a bit of
gotcha.
a bit of freaking hell wax and a stamp, and then just stamps the piece of paper and hands it to you.
Oh, what a fucking nerd. And he gives him
What a nerd.
a fucking atomic wedgie.
Thank you.
Bitch.
He nods. I'm happy that you were able to buy an enchantment from.
Oh.
Hopefully you do more business with us, maybe. Please don't die before you get it. We really don't want to just have a random lightning enchanted sword.
So
If you were there, he'd comment, but unfortunately he can't.
I know. Gives you so much leeway to say whatever dumb shit comes in my head.
And he looks over to Raleigh. Would you like an enchantment as well?
I was actually curious to be at how much it would cost to get any sort of protection or type enchantment on full plate armor.
What sort of protection are you looking for?
Literally anything.
He goes and
Yes.
names off about 24 different ways.
Okay,
to
all
do
right,
it,
maybe
and
not
that
literally
Sounds
everything.
like he's starting to continue with the 23rd before you cut him off.
Okay,
Or 25th.
so let's maybe something that'll help protect me more from getting hit by things.
And he goes to the 25th one and he keeps going.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he
It-
goes to
it
the
could be-
25th one and then just sees you start to glaze over again and decides it's not going to. All right. There are so many different ways to enchant armor. Unfortunately,
looking-
many of the ways to make armor just straight up harder have kind of been lost, but we can enchant it with many other things, such as the ability to deflect arrows, the ability to, attempt to rust other blows, and then proceeds to kind of continue just randomly naming things.
Okay. Anything affordable by chance?
Fuck
It
no.
was very expensive armor.
Well, what's affordable?
400 gold.
Fuck no.
This guy, other than just being kind of happy, has not really been shown many other expressions. That actually makes him wince.
Ah, shit. All right, well, okay. If there's
We can,
nothing, that's fine. I just figured I'd ask.
We can tape some extra metal on it, I guess.
We can give you a really, really weak elemental enchantment.
Which does
Protects you a little tiny bit from some sort of element.
So let's say in theory you took 4 oofs from fire. You'd only actually be taking 3 oofs from the fire.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what he describes.
That's
is
not
that
worth
you
it.
take slightly more or slightly less.
Slightly more.
Yeah. That's the
So
that's
say-
the cursed
so
version.
So
bad.
say you were going to take 6 oops from fire. You're actually taking 42 oops from fire.
I take off my.
Yeah, someone cursed a like just protection 1, and just now all of a sudden instead of it protecting you for 1 point of fire damage, it deals like it multiplies it.
It
10.
deals 7 times as much by the math I did.
I take off my super cool, totally not a scam shield ring that I bought, and I put
Alright.
it on the table.
It probably wasn't a scam. You just haven't used it at all.
He looks at it.
You genius.
Why are you giving me this piece of junk?
Also, remember when you're like, hey, I want you to enchant my armor, and then you didn't give him your armor, but instead your ring?
No.
You idiot.
I said no. I'm not. I don't want. I did say that. There's doesn't sound
Okay.
like any good enchantment. Well, I got this. Is it really junk? Did I get ripped off?
If what you're thinking is that it's a magic item, then yes, it is entirely unmagical.
What? But
I'm sorry, that thing literally has no magic in it at all. Not even an ounce. I sense no mana at all.
Could you
Like,
make it
nothing usually has no mana, but that thing is literally devoid.
That is actually
Wait.
a void of. It's a black hole of mana.
Wait, what? How is that even possible? Does that mean it's like actually super rare?
Fuck no.
No, it's that it was made with freaking junk.
It means it's useless.
But could you make it useful?
No.
Like I said, I only have 400 gold, but you know.
No. As I said,
Damn it.
it is devoid of mana. I cannot add mana to something that is entirely devoid.
Shit. All right.
That
Well,
thing. How much? Did
To be
that thing
fair, he
cost
doesn't
you?
use the word mana. He uses something way
yeah, but mana is the two dummies translation.
yeah.
Let me add. Literally not magic. No mana.
How much did you pay for that thing? Because
I don't remember. Like a
That's
few
fucking
gold.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Like 20 gold or something, probably something dumb.
He tells you basically that ring, while it looks like it's made of any sort of precious metal that would hold mana, is basically just painted.
Okay. Well,
Like it's made of like pig iron and then just painted nice.
It has lead paint.
You wouldn't happen to have any like cool magic rings lying about, would you?
What sort?
I don't know, something cheap that I could buy that'll protect me. Look, I'm just trying to get super buff and like be protecty and like, but I'm working on a bit of a budget.
Well, unfortunately, magic items don't tend to like budgets.
Well, I got this really cool sword for a real good price.
He just kind of looks at the sword with now a little more horror.
I got that
you
sword
kinda
for your
see
price.
him. Yeah, you
Oh,
see him just
fuck.
kind of like look at it for a moment.
It's
On
treated me pretty
second thought,
well.
can you stay at least 2 feet away from let's go with 4 yards away from me at all times.
Yeah, he
It's
does
treated
like
me
just
pretty
kind
well
of
so far.
pushes his stool back a
God
few
damn it.
inches. Hey Quill,
What?
could you bring that down just for a moment? And the Quill just like walks back through the ceiling, and then jumps down holding a small iron ring. It doesn't have any obvious markings or anything on it. He just slips it on. All right,
What?
now.
What's that? Wait, what?
Oh, nothing. This is just for my protection and not yours.
Okay.
So, what sort of rings would you be interested in with 400 gold?
I assume you probably have maybe 2 available for that price.
No. We have 3.
Well, I could give
Anything-
you a low charge ring.
What is that?
Basically, a ring with so little magic that it doesn't really do much.
Damn it. All right. Well, if it's all gonna be, you don't have anything. Not even like
Mm,
there is that one thing that I wouldn't normally give people, but you seem like a really cool guy. Not even that.
no, not really.
Oh. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time. That's all. I got nothing. Dude, I'm poor. I got nothing. Well, sorry. I'm magic item poor. I'm normal people not poor.
Yeah.
I'm poor. I could just afford to be like a commoner for literally the rest of my life, and probably partway into my children's lives.
Yeah, that is
All
fair.
right. Give me 1 second.
That's all I got. I'm just gonna follow Falcon dejected.
Listen, Rally, maybe if we make some more gold, we can get you something nice.
Yeah, that's fine. I got nice armor, so I'm actually pretty good.
Yeah, you've already made a nice purchase today. And then, Mitchell, we don't need to roleplay this, but I want to try to find somewhere to sell those 2 gemstones.
All right. You don't actually find anything.
Okay.
Like, you look around for like several hours and just find no one that has any interest in buying gemstones. All right. So I'm going to stop there because it is 1.
There we go.
So we
Roger.
will have Nor head to the... See that weird elf.
Which mean gnome?
Well, you don't know where the gnome is. You just know the gnome exists.
Well, I was also going to ask that. Where's the elf? Is she actually in town?
Yeah, she's in town.
So we'll
Yeah, she's in the
No.
metalsmithing area, but yeah.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah, on the 29th, I believe, if no one has for that.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I'll see y'all then. Have a good holiday break. Well, if anyone has a break, but have a good holiday. Happy
No, fuck you.
holidays. Merry Christmas and all that bullshit.
Good luck
Yeah.
and don't die.
I'll probably be at work.
Good looking dude,
Yeah.
die. That is the hope, isn't it?
Well, it's sleepy time. It's really late.
Good
So
night.
I will catch you all
Yeah,
later.
good night. I completely forgot you could get enchanted arrows until I started buying enchanted shit. I'm like, wait a minute. I have the perfect idea. And by perfect, I mean the dumbest idea ever. Where I'm going to make my stupid bullshit ad hoc arrows and then enchant them. Which doesn't really work because I'm sure enchanted arrows will break significantly harder. Or will be harder to break. And a lot of these require the arrow to break on impact.
Oh, don't worry. Yeah, most enchanted arrows snap the second. Like, they hit dirt and they're just like, hey, we did our jobs, we're done. Bye.
I can't tell if you're memeing, but if so, fucking Christ.
No, enchanted arrows do just basically discharge. They become normal arrows after.
Well, the problem is I don't just need to discharge. I need to basically shatter on impact. I need to hit, sink in, and then snap.
Depends on the arrow. Some will do that, sure, but not all.
Wait a minute. I can do my great bow. Because, like, I'm pretty sure every single great bow arrow I've shot has just broken the moment it hits something because they fire with such force.
Yeah. Great bow arrows cannot be. They immediately basically explode when they hit
All
something.
right, cool. Then I'm gonna get some normal enchanted arrows from my normal bow, and then cut off work on the alchemical arrows for that, and make some alchemical great arrows.
Are you really going to go up to the wizard?
What? Me?
Attempt to?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
I meant later.
Okay, yeah, because
By the way, just as a note for Chase and Rowley, if they're still here. Yeah, well, Rowley isn't, but Chase, you and Rowley basically get, like, teleported out.
Okay.
also
Or
I
at least
looked at
basically you turn around and they're built a room.
Oh, wizards.
I'd like to think that you guys are getting a really bad deal. So, you're in a place with basically no magic, so supply and demand.
Oh yeah. Well, that one thing where it's like throw your weapon and it turns into lightning. I could have gotten the bow version of that, which costs nowhere near the like 2 or 3K or whatever you said.
Oh no, it's more than that.
Yeah.
Because that weapon
option for bow
also
version, but I
has
didn't.
other enchantments on it, so that's actually full. Like
That
there
is
is
true.
actually a weapon that you chuck it at someone and it turns into a lightning bolt, but then the weapon is gone. Because
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's the lightning javelin or whatever,
yeah.
which I really like. I fucking love the idea of the lightning javelin. Just
Yeah,
because
basically, they attach another enchantment to it to make two, so that it comes back after it's done being thrown.
look at this fucking idiot gonna try and throw a gem. Oh god!
I was actually looking to see if I could find a fun ring for Rowley. I didn't find anything. Because I just have a whole bunch of freaking like weird magic items that I have. So I was looking to see if there was one that freaking they'd be like fine with attempting to sell to him. Because they're all weird.
Yeah.
I have a string that makes
What's
you
your
immortal.
price range? 400.
Well, rings are one of those things that are like, when it comes to magic items, they're kind of more expensive than average.
Yes, because
So,
you have to condense the magic down.
yeah.
Also, I just realized I still have not healing potion. I do have one of those still. I have a potion of invisibility from a super long time ago. And I have no idea how much that thing's worth.
It's not as much as you think it is.
How much is it?
It might.
That's true. We are in Magic Starved North.
Well, I think you said Mitchell was like
Also,
The
around,
North isn't magic starved, it's just in particular Ehrenberg is.
Sorry, Magic
Kirkwald
Starved
is as well,
Ehrenberg.
but that's because Kirkwald is different.
Magic Starved Ehrenberg and Kirkwald.
Well, Ehrenberg comes with lots of dwarves and thinking about things in that way, and the Ashen dwarves don't believe in magic, so
How
they
much
know it
is
exists,
worth,
but they
actually?
decide not to use it because they think technology.
Nor, how much is a invisibility potion worth? Because I'm not going to sell anyway. Because I'm keeping it for the same reason I never sold it in the first place, which is I'm waiting for the moment where shit's going to go badly and I can chug that and run. Because grab that and fucking my fucking other spell, pass without trace. I'm gonna be invisible with like a plus fucking 18 to my stealth.
let me check.
That was good.
Oh, potion of invisibility. According to sane magic item prices, which is I'm assuming what you were using.
Yeah, that's what I generally use for potions and
It
whatnot.
is 180 gold pieces.
Yep, but keep
Yep.
in mind it's halved.
Yep.
Because no one will buy potions for full price.
Yeah.
So they're not dumb.
Well, like everything is halved
Yeah.
when you sell it, because you know.
Where like in Xanathar's guide has it listed at like 5K.
It's because Xanathars is dumb.
Well, that's just the entire. That's even like
No one will ever want invisibility potions. Yeah, guys, sure. No one wants that. I'm sorry,
Well-
but if you're an illusionist, you'd be selling those things by the boatload if they were 5K each.
Well, yeah, you sell like the first couple for 5K, and then you flood the market, and they're worth jack shit.
Yeah, that's why they're 180 now.
Yeah. Some illusionists decide to rip it.
You messed it up.
Hey, plus one
He's like,
ammunition.
man, 5,000 gold. What a business.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Plus one ammunition.
shit.
And they sold 3 and all of a sudden went, frick, no, I can't sell them for that anymore.
God, a fucking plus one arrow would be 250, 25 each. Ugh.
Keep in mind that +1 arrows aren't really
yeah.
a thing, though.
Well, plus one anything really isn't a thing.
Well, if I sold the invisibility potion,
It's
I
mostly
could
because
like,
it's boring. But now at
Yeah.
least I have an in-game reason why it's non-existent, because those
Yeah.
packs have been lost. To be fair, those items do still exist on Orthon, but they're not as common.
Made.
Yeah. Basically, you have to find them in dungeons, because you can't find them elsewhere.
Mm.
Because no one knows how to make them anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll ask about that next time I'm talking with a magic man.
Yeah. Considering it would be Abjurs that would make that.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean,
they would
I-
attach mage armor or shield to it to boost it to additional bonuses.
Because I don't really get an extra attack, I kind of have to find ways to try to make my turns better. So I'm getting there. I'm getting some strong shit.
Yep.
But
So we'll have
holy
to pick
fuck,
up-
is it expensive?
Yeah.
It doesn't help that I also have a few ideas that I want to, things that I want to make and research and do. Because another idea that I had was basically trying to making a shield for the doggo.
Now introducing
not gonna
the doggo.
work.
Well, no, Mitchell, it's not actually like a shield. It's more just like armor that uses like the stats for a shield. So like
You
you know,
mean
like either
barding?
plus one. Oh yeah, that's a
Yes.
kind of.
Horses, yeah, for animals it's called bar. So
Well, the thing is, I'm
then
not sure if
you
I
can-
really
yeah,
use
you
that
can
because like
find
the
someone that will be able to make armor.
because the dog already gets some natural like AC buffs for not wearing well, for
Yep.
just being a dog.
That's why you need better barding, or else it's kind of pointless.
That's why I'm thinking about trying to make a shield for the doggo.
Putting leather armor over doggo, pointless. It'd be it
Yeah,
Well,
well,
it's
it hit the
strength
point.
and
Let's see, it gets.
well, it wouldn't do anything, pretty much.
I think it's like +2 because of Wolf, and then it gets another +3 because it gets its proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
So it has hit the point where, unless it is being given,
Well, the proficiency bonus would
plate?
probably still carry on, so
that's fair. Yeah, it only gets
it'd probably
plus
lose
one
the dex. Yeah.
armor normally. But so yeah, actually, if the proficiency bonus carries over, stud leather would still give it a +1.
Mm.
And getting shit like maybe in theory get fucking breastplate because that would be 16 plus. Yeah, if I get a breastplate barding, it would have 19 AC.
Yeah. Breastplate won't exactly work for it, though.
Yeah, no.
Yay, my core is protected and nothing else.
Is it proficient with
Halfway.
This
medium
is
armor?
bad.
Yeah, no, it isn't proficient with any armor because it's a
And
dog,
That's
and
the
it
same
can't
thing.
become proficient with armor because it can't get feats.
Yep. Because it's a dog.
Yeah, so it can't actually use armor effectively.
Penalties for not being proficient for armor, though, are like really weak.
Yeah, but what are they? Because I don't know.
Also, another thing is that barding is about 4 times the cost of normal armor.
Yeah, no. It is a very big issue if you're proficient. You have disadvantage on any ability check, saving throw, or attack roll that involves strength or dex, and you can't cast spells.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no thanks.
So basically would mean that Sieg would be rolling normal saves again.
Well, rolling normal saves and normal attacks again.
Yeah.
But the problem is, Sieg doesn't have amazing stats, which is why he gets those advantages. Not very keen on just hucking those out the window and praying that I start getting good rolls.
Hmm.
Wait, does barding actually have get to be proficient in the armor? So I'm not sure if any animal actually gets armor proficiency.
Yeah, but most animals don't attack.
Yeah. You mostly put it barding on like
Oh, yeah.
horses because horses don't need to attack things.
That's a good point. But what about like the saves?
I
So
don't
like
think you're
a
going to be
mount.
trying to have. I think,
Keep in mind,
Well, the thing
horses
is-
aren't going to be. If you get fireballed on a horse,
yeah,
the horse isn't going to be saving.
like 99% of animals,
It's going to get blown up.
most beasts just are going to die if they get hit by a spell. Only reason why the dog doesn't is because the dog gets hit more
Because
and
the
more
dog
hit
is
die as we
magical.
level.
Well, I'm talking about like
Because
for
the
example,
dog is an
like,
extension of me.
Yeah.
I'm
Dog is
talking about
magic.
like for example like a paladin who uses a find steed or find greater steed.
And Pound's going to go through a lot of steeds.
That's why they have fine steed. There was such a thing in 3.5 where paladins just basically got an animal companion as a steed. But they got rid of that. That was how you had paladins who had like giant spiders and griffins and everything else.
I think you can still get a griffin, but that's fine
Yeah,
greater
but-
steed.
Yeah.
on a Pixis.
And also, if you're putting Barding on a Griffin, then you're doing something wrong.
Have it be like a War Griffin.
Griffins are, by definition, already war. They're giant predators. In fact, they're monstrous predators. Because they be monsters.
And I'll kill them all the same.
Actually, I'm trying to remember if griffins are monsters or beasts. I think they might be beasts, actually.
Monstrosity.
Yeah.
They're monstrosities. Yeah.
Not a lot of stuff in 5e is monstrosities.
Yeah.
I chose. Yeah, those are facts.
Yep.
I chose the most useless favorite enemy. Feels good, man.